Hey, I have a second channel. Cube Comp MTDX.
Hey everybody. So have you ever wondered, when you shut down your Windows 10 computer, does Windows actually shut down? Well, you might be in for a surprise. And this would also apply to Windows 8, and I believe this will also factor in Windows 11 as well. So ever since Windows 8, Windows has behaved a bit differently when it comes to shutting down. If you ever go into the system properties, so I'll go to the Windows 10 start menu here. If you ever go, let's say for example, to the classic, let's go to the classic control panel. This will make matters easier. And if you ever go to power options, and you go to choose what the power buttons do, for example, you'll see under here shutdown settings. And these are actually the default settings. You can see this one right here. Turn on fast startup, recommended. So fast startup is part of how Windows 8, Windows 10, and Windows 11 start up and shut down. So the idea is, instead of actually doing a traditional shutdown of the operating system, it instead hibernates it, or it's sort of like a hibernation. It doesn't do the same as putting the computer to sleep, because then if you of course interrupted power to your computer while it was turned off, you would lose what was stored in RAM. So what it does is it does pretty much about the equivalent of doing a hibernation, except when you, in Windows 10, Windows 8, and Windows 11, when you press shut down, it still closes out of your programs and things like that, but it sort of hibernates the computer instead of actually shuts it down. Now, of course, if you do actual hibernate, it will actually retain open programs and files and stuff like that. The idea is it's able to resume operation quicker than going through an actual full boot up. If you ever noticed, when you go to restart a Windows 10 computer, you may notice how the startup takes significantly longer. That's because when you go to restart the system or reboot the system, it does not do this sort of behind the scenes hibernation kind of thing. So, for example, we're looking at the QQ Plexi, which has not been restarted in a while, but does not stay on all the time either. Matter of fact, I started Plexi up today, and it's been off for probably, I want to say at least 5 or 6 days. It's definitely been a while since I've actually did a reboot of it. But if you look here, you'll see uptime. It says 34 days, 22 hours, 32 minutes, and 52 seconds. Even though the system has only been up for probably about 4 hours, turned on for 4 hours. You can see Task Manager considers uptime to be all the system uptime since the system was since the last time the system was technically shut down, which in this case would be the last time it was restarted. Now, if you do wish to conventionally shut down the computer, there's 2 ways you can do it. The harder way is to go back into here, in the system settings, the power settings, click this button here, and untick this and hit Save Changes, which I'm not going to save. I'm just going to turn that back the way it was. But the other way that you can actually do this. Let's say if you are wanting to actually do a real shutdown of the system, you would just go into your start menu and go into power and then restart. But when the computer actually restarts, when Windows actually shuts down and the computer begins to reset, then you can go and press the power button and it should turn itself right off. And you would have effectively shut down the computer instead of doing the sort of like hibernation that Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 8 like to do with the fast startup. And this would be good, let's say if you are working in a system, like you're adding memory or if you're changing out any big components. I do suggest actually doing a real power down or a real shutdown and not a soft shutdown that's typical Windows 10 with the default settings. I found that when you do that, if you just hit shutdown and it does its little sort of, offload the disk like it does in a hibernation, and then you go to change some hardware component, you may notice how Windows will start up and then crash. Sometimes it may not even blue screen. It will just, you'll see it starting up and then it just resets, and then the computer resets and starts up again. So that's a way you can kind of avoid that. But yeah, in case you ever wondered about Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 11, do they actually shut down when you press shut down? Generally, the answer to that is no, unless you go into these settings and you actually turn off fast startup. Then it will behave like, let's say, Windows 7 or older version of Windows when you go to shut down. So anyways, maybe you learned something today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Well, everybody, that wraps it up for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Computer Channel, and be sure to tick that bell so you'll get notified when new videos are posted. Also, don't forget, I have a whole lot of other interesting videos here on the channel to check out. And also, in addition, I have a second channel, CubeCompMTDX, where I have all sorts of other videos not exactly related to technology. Links to the channels are available at the end of this video. Again, I thank you for your support and thanks for watching this video.